Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, allow embedding, change, save. Okay. Are we live now? Let's see. Are we live? Who knows? Let's check. Oh boy. Oh, no, we're not yet because I have to change the embedding. Okay, cool. Let's go here. Yeah, that's the one that I forgot. Getting there. Getting there. Aha, finally. Me. And we're live. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. How do I? Am I? Are we? Yes. Finally. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's turn that off because that is going to be crazily annoying. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first streaming of DÄP Ministries. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited that you are here. Now I just have to stream, go live on all my other channels. Today I'm doing something quite audacious, which is streaming to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. Good morning. Hi, welcome everybody on Instagram. We're going to go ahead and start Clubhouse. Oh, dang. Okay, here we go. I think everything is up and running. Let's just make sure that Facebook is going. And I think that's okay. We're good. We're live. Yay. All right. So now I want to close these because that's going to be distracting. Okay. Hi. Welcome everybody. So excited to be here. Wow. I can't believe that it's today already. That is absolutely nuts. And I'm only running 4 minutes behind schedule. I promise. It was purely due to technical difficulties because I never streamed to 7 places at the same time. And my team actually told me that they want me to stream live to my other Instagram channel as well, which is simply bananas. And this is where we're at. So 2 of the things that I've noticed about myself recently as I've been compiling everything for my website, working with the amazing Deb to put my book together, to put the website together so that you have a clue what is going on here. Hey, Beth, welcome to my Clubhouse room. Happy to have you. Is that I've noticed that I ramble a lot, which is really fucking annoying. And also, I interrupt myself when I'm speaking to answer questions, which is also super annoying. So I'm going to try my best to finish whole sentences. Hey, Gina. Hey, Julie. Hey, Jen. So happy to see you. Judy's here too. I have a feeling that my ride or dies are here. Jen and Kim, good morning, good morning. I just wanted to say hi to everybody, and hop back over and get rolling. So DÄP Ministries, what the heck is it? What is it about? Why do you care? Who am I? Maybe you have no idea who I am, and this is your first time ever seeing me or hearing me teach. I started my business about 8 years ago as a hypnotherapist. So my background is really intense. Lots of abuse, lots of neglect, lots of abandonment. I went into foster care when I was 11 years old. That was an intense experience, as it would be. Anybody would be terrorized by being separated from your family. And then 6 years later, moved to America, reconnected with my mom, and got married, had a baby, my beautiful daughter, got divorced. I ended up homeless 4 times, and rape and more abuse and just crazy, 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 crazy stuff. So before the age of 29, we can just go ahead and say my life was carte blanche, an absolute fucking mess. Now, if this is your first time seeing me teach, you're going to notice that I curse a lot. And it's not because I think that cursing is cool. It's because I don't filter myself. I have this principle to not filter myself, because I believe that the more we filter ourselves, the less we are actually heard by the people who need to hear us. And it's taken me a great deal of work, hard work, to get to the point where I actually stop filtering myself. Now, if you're watching this on the DÄP Ministries landing page, that's awesome. Took me like 3 hours to figure that thing out. So thank you. But if you are, I couldn't figure out how to put comments there. So if you have comments or questions, jump over to one of my social medias, either Facebook or Instagram. I'm also streaming on Clubhouse, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter right now. So jump over to one of my social medias and pop your questions or comments underneath the video. So back to my story. At the age of 29, I was homeless for the 4th time. A homeless single mom, 29 years old. I was about to turn 30, and I looked at my life and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, for reals, yo, what am I doing? And I had no idea. I had no idea. Oh, hey, Sarah's here on Instagram. Hi, Sarah. I had no idea what I was doing. I was homeless. I didn't have a job. I had a few $100s in my bank account, and I had no income coming in. One of my friends had told me, stay with me until you figure yourself out. And so I did. And she fed me. She made sure that my car had enough fuel. She let me bring Serafina, and it was amazing. And during that time, I just had a real come to Jesus talk with myself. And I realized it was time to do something different. It was time for me to live a different kind of life. Hey, Chris, welcome to my Instagram stream. One of them. Goodness gracious. I needed to change. And I'd spent my entire life blaming my abusers, blaming my mom for abandoning me, blaming anybody who had treated me with disrespect, who had minimized me, who had abused me physically, sexually, emotionally, psychologically. They gave me so much ammo to use against myself to heal and become better. And so I was deep in this entitlement kind of energy. Hey, Ash, very deep in this. Good morning, Deb. I was just talking about you in this. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm interrupting myself in the middle of a sentence. I'm sorry. It's so annoying. People have commented on it over the years, and I've just been like, well, this is just the way that I am. This is just the way that I speak. But actually, it's hard to follow a thought if the person that is talking is constantly interrupting themselves. So I knew that something had to change. I knew that something had to be different. Good morning, Lise. I did it again. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's going to take a lot of work for me, but I'm going to figure it out. And so I started my healing journey. It was time for me to grow up. It was time for me. No, Sarah, you're fine. It was time for me to be a big girl, put my big girl pants on, pull them up, just do something different, because I was homeless again for the 4th time. And I knew it was me. I knew it was time to stop blaming my mom, stop blaming other people who had abused me, because where were they? I'd been an adult for over 10 years, and I had a daughter, and she counted on me keeping my shit together. So I started a healing journey. I started learning hypnotherapy. I started seeing a hypnotherapist. Luckily, I could start school for free because it was student loans. Luckily, when you join the program that I did at HMI in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, California, you get a free hypnotherapist, because I didn't have any money to be able to spend on healing. Good morning, Marvin. So I started my healing journey, and it was just so effective. Okay, fast forward 5 years, I started a private practice. I learned all kinds of healing modalities, including neurolinguistic programming, including Reiki. Within that time, I actually started talking to angels. So I'm an angel communicator, and I have angels pretty much on open flow, open communication. They are the ones who had me start this live stream. They told me this is what we're doing. They gave me the DÄ Ministries philosophy step by step. I cannot take credit for any of this. I didn't make any of it up. This is purely channeled information and teachings that are here to help humanity ascend, to help humanity move up to the next level, to heal just so much pain, so much trauma, so much damage that we have on Earth, on this planet right now. I won a lot of awards in my time in having a private hypnotherapy practice. I won Best Hypnotherapist of Los Angeles 5 years in a row. I won Best Hypnotherapist in my hometown 5 years in a row. I got a bunch of other ones that will be listed on my website if you care. To me, all the awards mean is that I'm doing my job. I'm doing my thing, and I'm doing a good job at it. That is important to me. It's important that I do a good job at what I love. Then over time, okay, so we're about 5 years into my business, and my angel team started telling me that I needed to start focusing on money. Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Lindsay. How are you? Or afternoon, depending on where you're at. Lindsay, it's morning because you're in California. I need to stop focusing on money. And that was absolutely no. I was like, are you crazy? This girl, hi, Savi. Savi's in my clubhouse room. Me, I was homeless 4 times. Dude, I am not the guy to teach people how to make money. And they just kept on. They just kept on telling me over and over, no, we need you to do money. We need you to focus on money. So finally, it took them 8 months, guys, 8 months to convince me to move into the arena of money. And they had me go into money mindset. I was like, if you just told me it was money mindset, I would have said yes when you first asked. I'm really great at money mindset, but no, not investments. No, not building portfolios. I'm not the best guy to teach you how to manage your checkbook and, do your budget and things like that. At least I wasn't then at that time. So I moved into money mindset. I started being a divine money manifestation coach. And over the following 2.5 years, my clients made like well over $600 million. Whoa. So everything that they taught me, everything that the angels told me to teach was spot on, because most of those people came to me making less than $5,000 a month. So some of them came to me making zero. And then within just a couple of months, maybe became part owner of a multi-million-dollar business, or got a random contract for $4.1 million, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Lots and lots of magical things happen when you work with mindset. So for the last 2.5 years, I have been a money mindset coach. And that was my thing. That was my deal. Those were my programs. Those are my clients. And that was it. That's what I've been doing over the last 2.5 years. But I started noticing something fascinating as I was doing this work with my one-on-one clients specifically. They were hitting their goals. They were smashing through them. They were making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, $100 million, right? They were just creaming their goals. And it still wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. They were still unhappy. They were still discontent. They had the perpetual discontent fever. And every time they would hit a goal, disappointment, disqualification, reasons upon reasons upon reasons why it wasn't good enough that they had hit their goals. What? And it's so strange because I was actually witnessing that same thing in my life at that time. Good morning, Vita. I was witnessing myself make more and more and more money, $20, $30, $50, $60,000 months. And I was so empty, unhappy, discontent. I was surrounded by beautiful people with the most amazing clients. I love what I do. This is me being me, doing my work. That's me living and being paid to be me. I lived in the gorgeous luxury apartments in like the center of town, right where everything was happening. I did whatever I wanted, with whom I wanted, when I wanted. I paid for what I wanted. I bought what I wanted. And it was nothing. There was nothingness on the other side of that. I also witnessed myself hitting goal after goal after goal. And it left me feeling empty. And that was such a very strange thing, not only to witness in myself, but also to see reflected back in my clients. And it started me really thinking about how celebrities, how people who are rich and famous and have tons and tons of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they die of drug overdoses or commit suicide or get lost in their addictions. There doesn't seem to be any consequences for their actions because it doesn't matter, because money can just pay. Money can just buy them out of whatever trouble they seem to get into. And then I started to pan in. So that was my panned out witnessing of what was happening in the world, around me, further out. And they talk about that depression that high performing athletes, or business people, anybody high performing, they talk about that depression that sets in after you hit your goal. And it always sounded so incredibly ludicrous when I heard that before. And yet here I was kind of experiencing the same thing and witnessing my clients who were being phenomenally successful, extraordinarily successful, go through the same thing. And then I panned in and I was like, well, what about everybody around me who's not making multi-millions of dollars? How are they? And I started noticing something so bizarre. Everybody was in some point of their obsession with making money and accumulating stuff and status, trying to leave a mark. A very definitely more ego-based goals, but very much somewhere deep within their race for wealth. Including being obsessed with not having it, right? Including the anxiety of not having enough to pay bills, right? So everybody that I was witnessing in the microscopic perspective and then the panned out perspective, everybody that I was witnessing, and to be fair, yes, those were the people that I had attracted around me, right, over time. And so I'm not saying that everybody in the world is in some part of this race for accumulation, to have, to acquire, to build stuff, to build a legacy, to build and have something, right? Not everybody, probably, I would say maybe 99%. I think there are some people who really, really, really don't care. And they maybe live in huts and love their, well, probably, I know for exaggerating, there's probably closer to like 80% of the population who are just happy, with where they're at, what they have, and they're good, man. They're just living their lives. But the other 80% of us, man, absolutely obsessed with this race, with this feverish, gotta get, right? Just like always consuming us, always comparing ourselves to someone else, to the person next to us, to the other people in our industry, to the other people on social media, right? And I've coined this feverish obsession with having the affluence addiction. Because it's not just an addiction to have money. Some people don't want more money. I don't know any of those people, but I'm guessing. But many people don't want money just for the sake of having money. They want freedom, they want security, they want to be able to make choices when they want, with whom they want, how they want, with no barriers, without worrying, right? So this affluence addiction, it's everywhere. It's insidious. It has Western culture by the balls, right? And I understand that's a very masculine term because many of us in Western culture don't have balls, but by the jugular, right? Like this affluence addiction has a grip on us. And it's devastating us because we're not living. We're missing being alive. Story after story after story, I hear about some person, a business owner, maybe some type of celebrity that spends their lives, right? Even just regular people that spend their lives building their legacy, and they put off living, and they sacrifice their relationships, and they sacrifice their connections and their experiences, and they put off living in the name of this affluence addiction, in the name of acquiring, whether it's money or stuff or status or power or legacy. They just take living and set it to the side and say, I will live in the future. When I have a list of accumulated stuff, numbers of amounts of money in the bank account that will make it okay to start living, when I have XYZ, then I will stop living. Cool, good plan. And then they get to that point where they have that goal, and either they fall into the trap of, it's still not enough because it was supposed to solve all of my problems and I still have problems. So obviously it's not enough yet. So they fall into either that and then set a new goal and become even thirstier and work even harder and sleep even less and live even less and connect even less and experience even less of life. And they keep going, and their affluence addiction just renews, but on a grander scale. Either they do that or they die. They get sick. They have a heart attack. And they can't do any of the things that they had put off doing while they were alive. Whew. And this is heavy stuff. This is really heavy stuff for a Sunday morning. I'm aware. Oh, it's intense. It's real intense. But they do. They put off living and then they miss it. They miss the whole thing. And so that's why we're here. And Judy says it isn't even more so for your children due to outside influences. We have so much dialogue in our house about what it means to be wealthy. Yes, beautiful. Michelle, good morning. Lindsay, good morning. Judy, intense but necessary. So necessary, because if we're not having these conversations, guess what? We're getting caught up in this pattern, in this cycle. And we're falling unconsciously into doing all of these things anyway, okay? So that's why DĒP Ministries is here. DEEP stands for Divine Evolutionary Path. Divine because it's been given to me by the archangels, by light beings, by Creator. Also, it's been refined, and it will continue to be refined. This is a fluid teaching. It's coming with a companion book that is still being written, but will be done very soon. I'm just going to compile the notes that I have so far, but that book is going to stay an ebook because it's a fluid piece of literature, because we're ever evolving, right? We are evolving. The things we need to know will continue to evolve. We're just going to keep growing and keep growing and keep evolving. And so are the teachings. And so is the companion guide to the divine evolutionary path. Evolutionary because the deep, the practical steps that I'm going to be teaching will naturally lead you to living an evolved life. Humans are meant to grow. There are only two states that anything living or even non-living can exist in. Well, yes. Oh, okay. I'm being told that that is right, even though I don't understand it. Fine. We're not going to get super deep into physics or biology today. Everything is either in a state of growth or decay. So if you are not actively growing, now, to be actively growing doesn't always look like doing action, right? Sometimes stillness is part of growth and rest is a part of growth, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's my disclaimer about actively growing. If you are not growing, then you are decaying. That is just the way that it is. Now, there are parts of growth that feel like you've moved backwards. We'll be covering that. That is a different thing. When you feel like you're taking one step forward and two steps back, that's a totally different thing, okay? And then path, because this is literally going to be a step-by-step journey, which you can live an ever-evolving life of ease, alignment, abundance, making the world a better place, having what you desire, and inspiring those around you to do the same. And if that sounds too good to be true, when I say practical steps and when I say simple, yes, simple. If you haven't seen me teach before, then you don't know this about me, but I really like to simplify things into the most easy to digest nuggets of activity and information, because then it can be practically applied to your life. Anything that stays philosophy might as well not be heard in the first place. Okay, so this is not just about philosophy. This is also about taking steps, taking action, implementing some of the things that resonate with you in your life to actually be actively participating in your own evolution, which participates in the evolution of the planet. Whatever you do within yourself, you do externally as well. That's why healing and doing the work on yourself is so beneficial to the rest of the planet and everyone around you, because it means that you are healing, you're sending out ripples of healing and healedness into the world around you. You're affecting the world on a small level and a big level, microcosmically and macrocosmically. It's very, very, very important work, even though it feels selfish, right? Even though it feels very self-centered, self-oriented. I only care about myself. But all the healing work, all the good work that you're doing on yourself makes the world a better place. And that's how you can make the world a better place, simply by existing. So beautiful. So simple, yes. Easy, absolutely not. Painless, no fucking way. Can I just sit on the sofa and osmose bonbons? Like eat bonbons and osmose the information into my body, and it's going to make the changes without me having to do anything? No, sorry. This is not that. This is, I want my life to be different. Here are part of the deep philosophies are going to give you practical steps in order to be able to have something different and do something different. And then it's your responsibility to take what you're learning and implement it into your life. If you want things to be different, if you like the way that your life is, cool. Have a great Sunday. You don't need me. I am not here if you are perfectly content, except for if you want to continue to evolve. Then, yes, I can help you with that. But if there's something about your life that you are not okay with, that is not okay in any way, shape, or form, then stick with me. We're going to work on it. Cool. So what is DÄ Ministries? So that's how DÄ Ministries came about. It came Yay. Oh, thanks, Sarah. You're so sweet. It's good to be back. It's good to be back to me. So the deep philosophies were directly handed to me, the same as everything that I've taught up until now. I can't take any credit for it, except for being the channel, being the mouthpiece, being the person who said, yeah, okay, when the truths came to me. Okay, so they were handed to me from Creator, from light beings, from angels. If you're wondering, okay, two questions I want to answer, quite unasked questions. Will this conflict with my religion? And the answer is not at all. this is not a religious teaching. So even though it's got the title ministries, I looked it up. A ministry is literally just a place where you go to learn. It's just a teaching. Ministry is a teaching. So these are teachings. That's why it's DÄP Ministries. It's not religious. Sometimes I'll refer to our Sunday live stream, soon to be followed by an in-person location here in Valencia. Sometimes I'll refer to it as DÄP Church, but that's not because it has any religious basis. I also am not, so even though DÄP is non-religious, I'm also not anti-religious. I think that religions are amazing. In my personal opinion, which is super controversial, but my personal opinion is all based on the same thing. We're all doing the same stuff. We just disagree with how we're doing it. We disagree with the rules, but it's all truth. It's all based in truth. So DÄP Ministries is simply going to be teaching truths that I'm channeling directly from the light beings who are leading me. And the second unanswered question, I can feel somebody has it. How do you know they're light beings and not from the dark side pretending to be light? And there are a couple different ways. One, I just know. Which I know is not very helpful, but honestly, you can feel the difference when you are getting a message from a being that is dark pretending to be light. I don't even like the word dark. I would say more selfish, from a being that is selfish and has its own agenda. There we go. And pretending to be light in order to accomplish that agenda, and a pure light being. Because the truths that come from light are weightless. They have zero expectation. They take no responsibility for the outcome. There's no strings attached. There's no attachments to that information. You can just feel it. When you get to the point of being able to channel, when the voice that you're channeling or the information that you're channeling comes in clean. When I say clean, I mean it doesn't have any ick on it. It doesn't have any dirt on it. Doesn't feel grimy. It doesn't feel like I need to take a shower after I receive some of these truths. The only time I start to get off is when I start to question what's coming through, when I start to doubt it, when I start to be like, are you sure? And then I start to get out of alignment. But when I just channel straight truth, it's coming in clean. Also, I'm very well protected. Also, I'm in a very well protected area. I have like mountain trolls over here, making sure that nothing can get through this dome of tranquility where I live in Stevenson Ranch. It's just so beautiful and peaceful. There's a dome, you can feel it. On one side, it feels like regular world, and then you drive through it, and all of a sudden you can feel as if you have crossed over into peace. It's beautiful. So there's lots of ways that I can tell. And also my angels talk to me directly sometimes if it's very important, and they'll shoot me a little message. Hey, what you're about to say isn't true. Don't say it. Hey, what you just said came from somewhere else, not us. Take it back. Or something like that. Like they'll shoot me messages and let me know if what I'm saying is off somehow or coming from a different source. So that is how I know. Now, okay, so I'm not going to be teaching religion, and I'm not going to be opposing anything to do with religion. All truth teachings are inclusive, not divisive. Any kind of thinking that pits you against someone else is coming from a place of darkness. And when I say darkness, I'm talking about some of you might call it evil beings, demons or whatever name you have for it. I just call it selfish energy because it simply has its own agenda, and it's super cunning in its ways and manipulations to be able to complete and fulfill its agendas. So we're not going to discount that or discredit that in any way, shape, or form. But, oh, okay, yes. So divisive teachings that pit you against someone else, ideologies, ideas that pit you against someone else, those come from the dark place. They do not come from light. Light knows that we are all one. Light knows that each of our actions infinitely affects those people around us. Light has that just the intrinsic knowing of that to be true. So there's not going to be anything that I'm going to be teaching that's going to specifically pit you against someone else. If you find yourself getting into that energy, try to pull yourself back out of it. Try to pull yourself into a space of acceptance. We're going to be learning how to do that over time, so it's okay if you're not brilliant at it right now. But there is no such thing as my truth is more right than your truth, or these teachings are better than those teachings, or this is the one right way and there is no other right way. There's no such thing as that. Everything is as it is. Everything serves for some particular purpose. Otherwise, it simply wouldn't exist, okay? So this is not the best way. It's not the only way. To me, it's the quickest way. It's the most efficient way. It's the most clean way. I don't have an agenda except for to help you heal, to help you evolve so that humanity can evolve. That's my agenda. Nefarious. Just kidding. Obviously not. Cool. Might I say things that will trigger you? You can bet on it. You can absolutely count on the fact that I might say something that's going to really trigger you. And I'm fine with it because it's not my intention to trigger you. Trigger is simply an indication that something within you needs to heal. So if I say something that causes a knowing to come up, it's simply your unconscious mind showing you that something needs to heal. I go for the trigger. I go for the boundary. I go hard. I call myself a soft, fluffy sledgehammer because I'm so kind and so loving, so accepting. Everybody's amazing. Hi, Crystal. Good morning. But yeah, no, I don't skirt around. I don't skirt around truth. I am direct. If you need to see something, I'm going to make sure that you see it, and without trying to necessarily soften the blow, because sometimes the blow needs to be blunt in order to shake us awake. Okay, so yes, I'm going to say things that trigger you. Sorry, not sorry at all. My last note as far as like what to expect for your own self is I am a human. I don't know if you've noticed that. There are some people who still believe that I'm not, which is why I plaster my humanity all over social media, because I try not to be on a pedestal, but because I'm a teacher, I just naturally am. But it's really important that that you know I'm human. Because I'm human, every single thing that I say comes through my set of unique experiences, is seen through the eyes of my healed trauma, and has opinion attached to it. Okay, why do I say that? I say that because I truly believe that you should never, ever, 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 ever take at face value that what the person who is teaching the information is 100% correct. You should never take what someone's saying and just accept it carte blanche without running it through your own filters, your filters of intuition, your own value system, your own belief system, your bullshit meter. Okay? So anytime you're listening to a teaching, including and especially me, run it through your own sensors. Do not, under any circumstances, take everything that I say at face value, carte blanche. Does that make sense? I hope that you understand what I'm saying. Obviously, yes, light teaches unity. That's right, Toots. Obviously, I want you to listen. Obviously, I want you to do some stuff. Okay, but you're going to feel for yourself what feels good, what feels aligned, what feels intuitively right for you. And you're also going to feel, no, I'm going to say some stuff sometimes. And you're going to be like, nah, you're going to wipe it away and just ditch it. And that's exactly what I want for you. Okay. That's what I want. Listen with discernment. Oh my God. Oh, if we could bottle discernment up and hand that out, man, the world would be such a different place. So what you can expect from DÄP Ministries is we're going to be doing a weekly live stream. And each week I'm going to be teaching some of the DÄP Ministries philosophies. And I'm literally just going to be going round and round and round, teaching them and teaching them. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through them. I would say, man, 6 months, a year. Seriously. So by the time we come back around to them, they'll probably have evolved and they'll just keep teaching and reteaching. So there's going to be this free weekly live stream, which is awesome. I'm in the process of creating a little kind of like membership portal that if you, yes, Ashley, it will be the same time each week. What a great question. That if you want to access the live streams in order, neatly organized, etc., etc., like a $5 monthly donation in order to access like just a little membership portal. That's one of the things about DÄP Ministries is that it is a nonprofit. So every single penny that you spend on maybe classes or courses or the membership, all of it goes to furthering the initiatives of DÄP Ministries, the nonprofit. It's a write-off, which is awesome, and it's amazing. So we're going to have our free weekly live stream. We will be having free and paid classes. So on the Sunday live streams, I'm going to be teaching the philosophies, but we're not going to necessarily be doing processes or techniques. We're not going to actually be doing the work. We're not going to be doing the healing work. I'm just going to be teaching. So the classes will be there when you're ready to do the actual work. Okay. The classes are going to be structured in 7 tracks. So the information was downloaded to me as areas of importance. All the things that people want in their lives that they find the most important. Every track is going to begin with 2 to 3 free classes just to kind of get you rolling. And then after that, the tracks will just increase in price. The first few are going to be $5, very, very reasonable. There's going to be a monthly payment that you can make to access all of the classes, or you can buy it in full as your budget allows. And there's also private coaching. There's one-on-one coaching. I have certified coaches on my team that sometimes, you come to a place in your healing journey and group work just doesn't cut it. You need to move to one-on-one. My coaches are absolutely phenomenal. And so you can do one-on-one with them. And then I also still do one-on-one clients. I have very few spots at any one time, and it is absolutely an investment, but the results are incredible. Again, all of that is a write-off because every penny is counting as a donation, as going towards our nonprofit, which is very exciting. Okay, how are we at? How are we doing? Where are we at? So that's why DÄP Ministries is starting. That is how it came to be. That is what you can expect. Couple of the last things that I want to go over with you are what the tracks are, and then what the global initiatives are. And then that's it for today. This is just an intro to DÄP. Also, starting in a couple weeks, I decided to do 4 weeks of just straight teaching just to get us in the swing of it. So you can expect that our streams for the next 4 weeks. They're going to be about an hour. But after that, each week, I am going to do on-the-spot live healing for volunteers who are present on the live stream. That's going to be real fun because I just had a program called Metamorphosis TV and I loved it so much. Live healing, that's what we were doing. But one of the things I noticed is that I didn't have a chance to teach at all. Nothing, there's no theory, there was no knowledge being handed over. All you saw was me doing my thing, and that was it. So I'm bringing back, reincorporating the live healing, but in smaller segments, in easy to digest bites. That's how we're doing it. Cool. I'm gonna hop over. Let's see, Facebook. Oh, Linz says, so great that you bring attention to hear and process, feel, question where needed. Yes, I think it's important. Way too many people say, just listen and take for granted what I'm saying is right. And that's really dangerous. And it puts people in a position of dependence, which I guess is maybe how some healers or teachers or people, maybe that's how they want to be. Maybe they want their community to be dependent upon them. That is not my bag, because what if I die, guys? No, not if. What about when I die? You need to have all the teachings so that you can go and keep living your life and then pass them along and teach other people and continue to change the world. Okay, so important. Yay, live healings. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Okay, so here are the deep tracks. Ha! Get it? If you're a music fan, you might get it. It's super dorky. Anyway, so the deep tracks are: track 1 is dissolving poverty mindset. So the objectives of track 1 are release scarcity or fear that you have around money, move into trust, and then become a money magnet. Because it's not that we don't want to have money. We have agreed to live in a paradigm on this 3D planet that money is the currency. So money is the way that we get what we want and what we need. Money is how we pay for stuff, right? We need money. But it's the obsession with the affluence addiction that needs to be released so that we can live and have everything that we want and live a beautiful life of luxury and opulence. Because when our vibration increases, the rest of the world's vibration increases too. Very important stuff. So that's track 1. Oh, by the way, I have a free class. It's the first class of track 1. It's called Why Am I Always Broke? And it's on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. If you're on the streaming page for DÄ Ministries, then you'll see the sign up button right there. I'll pop the link for the sign up page on all of my various outlets so that you can sign up for Why Am I Always Broke, the first free class of track 1. Track 2 is going to be managing emotions. So the objectives of track 2 are to get a hold of yourself and your emotions, stop wounding yourself, stop wounding others, with our lack of emotional control, and develop the ability to always find your peace no matter what happens around you. So vital, so important. Track 3 is self-mastery, understanding and master the mind, thoughts, energy, illusions, focus, motivation. Understand and master your behavior, eating, spending, being present, addictions, health, movement, etc. And dissolve all illusions. Stop breaking your own heart. Live in the present moment. Live in reality. And stop setting up these expectations, which we then use to punish ourselves endlessly. Track 4 is cycle breaking. So the objectives of track 4 are to remove the blocks and limitations, healing childhood and past life wounds that are keeping you trapped in those fucking annoying cycles, right? The cycles that you keep witnessing happening over and over and over, and you wish they would stop, and you don't know how to get them to stop. That is track 4. Track 5, living alignment. Ooh, track 5 is one of my favorite tracks. They're all great tracks, but track 5 is living alignment, which is being you as you were created, not who has you've been projected on to supposed to be. Get paid handsomely for being you, aka find and live your purpose and get paid handsomely for it, including and increasing play and joy and pleasure and experiences and fun and travel and all of the yummy stuff. Rest. Be the fully expanded, radiant version of yourself, and own and claim your sovereignty. So delicious. So those are the 5 tracks that are really important for balanced living, right? All of those across the board. All of them are important, vital for balanced living, but there's going to be one track in particular that's going to hold your attention. For a lot of people, it's going to be track 1, dissolving your poverty mindset, your poverty mentality, scarcity or lack, fear around money, change your relationship with money. And then the last 2 tracks are optional. Track 6 is raising whole children. So that's only applicable if you have or intend to have children. And the objectives are to prevent your children from continuing your trauma cycles, your ancestral cycles, your personal cycles. You stop, you don't give it to them. Raise your children as themselves without projecting your expectations onto them and crippling their soul identity. Keep a peaceful, loving home. No more battles for control, no more power struggles. You are the authority, you are the king, you are the queen of your household. What you say goes, and that's it. And that's final. There's no room for emotional manipulation. And having safe, firm, loving boundaries so that you can build and mold amazing, contributing to society, non-entitled adults. As you can see, raising whole children is so important for society. And then track 7 is also optional. That is become a light warrior. So track 7 is awaken your spiritual and psychic powers, learn all the healing modalities, live your big mission, help to elevate humanity. And you even have the option, if you complete entire track 7, of joining my team of light warriors, of becoming a coach for me, for DÄ Ministries. So those are our tracks. Very exciting. It does. Yay. Judy says that has been your biggest gain in working with me so far. Your emotional mastery, especially in your parenting. I love that. Sarah says, all of it sounds so great. I agree. I'm so excited, as you can tell. Ashley says, will there be a replay in the portal if we aren't able to make it live? And the answer to that is yes, but that will be part of the membership, like the $5 a month donation. And then you'll have full access to all of the replays in order, which will be awesome. Yay. Thanks, Catherine. Oh, I received that. So appreciate that. Lindsay, wouldn't that be good for all, whether having children or being around children, to break the cycle of emotional manipulation? Lead by example by just being a human in existence. Oh, that gives me the tinglies. Yes, that would be good. Track 6 would be good for all humans who have any interaction with with little ones, with people under the age of 18. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, for sure. And that leads me to the final piece of today, which is I want to tell you about DÜP Ministries global and local initiatives. So whole part of it is global healing. So global healing, global up-leveling, making sure that the world is becoming a better place, that it's becoming the place that it's supposed to, bringing 5D into reality, bringing more peace, less suicides, less gun violence, less war, less fighting, less prejudice, right? Changing the systemic issues that we have on the ground level. So that's with one-on-one individuals. So that's you with the classes and the tracks and the programs. That's one side. The whole other side is the reason that I'm making money. The reason that I'll be going for corporate sponsorships and grants and all kinds of different things is because of the global and local initiatives that need to be done. That if I have to spend my whole life working on it, I will. That if I have to come back to Earth like 17 times, or more, I heard, or more. Okay, fine. However many times I need to come back to Earth, that need to be completed in order for our next wave of evolution as human beings to occur. So my first global initiative is to dissolve poverty mentality on a large scale, on a global scale, with curriculums implemented into societies by governments. So dissolving poverty mentality from the ground up. People stay small because they don't realize everything that they are allowed to have and be. By dissolving lack mentality, we mobilize a global population to know who they are and what they're capable of. Scarcity keeps us small, separate, angry, bitter, mean, working against each other and stepping on each other's heads to get to our goals. Abundance opens our hearts and opens our arms to each other, working together collaboratively to make the world a better place because we instinctively know that we are here to work together. Oh, I only have 26 seconds remaining on my Instagram channel, so bye. I guess I can go live again. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I'll go live again when it cuts me off. We all have the same actual mission. We all have the same things to do. Grow, experience, bring others with us so that we make the world a better place. Share. Okay, let's do that. I'm just gonna title this required. Okay, I'm not gonna go live right now. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going because you all are still here. Global initiative number 2, insert curriculum into schools and communities to teach children how to manage emotions, specifically anxiety, depression, anger, fear, grief, and guilt. Our inability as a global society to manage our emotions has caused wars, murder, gun violence, and suicide, many atrocities. Do you know that last year 1.4 million people attempted to commit suicide? 1.4 million people just in the USA tried to take their own lives because of an emotional experience that they were having that they didn't know how to manage. This is not acceptable. It is not acceptable that we do not know that having anger is okay, that we don't know how to express our anger except for to shoot other people, to punch ourselves. Like, emotionally and maybe physically, to hit our heads against brick walls. Like, we as a society have no clue how to manage emotions. 1 in 3. Nope, I'm exaggerating. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 Americans is on some kind of psychiatric medication. And I don't have a problem with medication. I believe that in many cases, it's absolutely vital to help someone stay non-manic, right? To help someone stay centered, to help someone keep making it through one more day, right? But that's 55 million people that so don't know how to manage their emotions that they need some kind of extra support. Why don't we know how to manage our emotions? Why don't we know that it's okay to be sad? We don't know how to be sad. So we shove our sadness down. Anyway, we're not talking about managing our emotions, but shit, the fuck is happening on this planet? Did you notice fear last year, the last 2 years, right fucking now? Go to the grocery store and try to find anything that you might need because we're going through a spike. Shit, man. We do not know how to manage our emotions on a global scale. Nothing was more evident than that, than the last 2 years and people's responses. We don't even know how to respond to people who are having emotions because our kids were having such a hard time. And more and more and more, I heard parents complaining about their grades rather than trying to help their children manage the anxiety and depression from being separated from their peer groups, from having their entire worlds tipped upside down. We didn't know how to manage our emotions. How are we supposed to help our children know, right? This needs to change, like right fucking now, like 10 fucking years ago, 20,000 years ago. Like, this has to change pronto. So I'm gonna fucking change it. That's what I've decided. So we're implementing curriculum in schools and communities to teach people how to manage emotions, because this shit's got to stop. It's not okay. The third global initiative I have, and as you can imagine, all of it's going to take a ton of money, right? Like a lot of money. How to teach parents. Okay, so the third global initiative is teaching parents how to raise whole children, because the only way that we're going to fully get out of the cycles that we have been repeating is to break them with the upcoming generations. And it's still going to take several generations with intentional, focused thought on breaking the cycles. It will still take a few hundred years to get all of these cycles completely out of society, all of these systemic issues, but we got to stop. And then the fourth global initiative is to awaken, activate, liberate, and empower 1 million light leaders, healers, teachers, and coaches, because I can't do this shit by myself. Need help. And there are already tons of light leaders out there and coaches that are awakened, but they're not empowered because they don't know how to connect with their resources. They don't know how to use money. They don't know how to connect with their audience. They don't have the practical knowledge in order to be up on that platform. So I'm going to help them. There's way too many people who are fucking talented. Nobody knows who the shit they are because they don't know how to tell people about themselves. So they're broke. Nobody knows that they're there to help them. And they are the most stunning creatures that exist on this planet. Man, there are some, wow, just some uniquely beautiful, gifted healers out here, and nobody knows how to find them. Nobody knows why they need them, right? So those are my 4 global initiatives. And then I have 3 local initiatives. And I say local because they're all going to start here in and around my hometown. But for all of them, my intention is that they become global. So they're starting local, but they're brick and mortars. So it'll take a little bit more maneuvering to get them outside of here. My first one is to build A+ rated group homes to lovingly raise healed leaders of the future. as I was preparing for my website and starting to put together my business plan for DĒP Ministries, so I'm getting, some stats, and I found a statistic that made me want to barf, which is that almost 80% of prison inmates spent some time in the foster system. Not having a loving place that holds you accountable, that teaches you how to be a contributing adult, that teaches you how to live, that holds you, that's got your back. Not having a loving place has disastrous effects on our community. These kiddos, man, they are pure. They come in clean. They did not ask for that life. Well, I mean, from a higher perspective, they did. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about kids who are in the foster system who then have nothing and no one after they age out. Their only option. What else are they going to do? You're homeless. You don't know how to feed yourself. Here comes a group of people and they're like, we'll teach you how to feed yourself, but you got to do some stuff that you might not like. What can you say? It's unacceptable. I do not accept. What the fuck have we been doing? Why aren't these children being taken care of? Why aren't they being loved? What? No, not on my watch. Hashtag not on my watch. And coming from foster care, I can fully understand that, right? I can fully understand the basis of all that. The only reason why I'm not a prostitute or deep in drugs is because my mom and I reconciled after I aged out of foster care. I had a place to go. If I didn't, who knows where I would be? You know what I mean? Like, what about all the other kids who don't have a place to go? Another scary statistic. So this comes into local initiative number 2, which is I want to build transitional homes for children aging out of foster care to have a fucking place to sleep, to have food, to learn how to be an adult, to learn how to balance a checkbook, to learn how to apply for a job, to learn how to save, to learn how to pay bills, to learn how to be a functioning adult within our society. Okay, so who else is doing it? Like, there are some small organizations, but our efforts need to expand. And I have a very ambitious goal, which is not just to make them functioning humans of society, but I want them to be the future leaders, to prove that I am not an anomaly. And people like me who went through the foster system and still found a way to scrape and claw themselves out of it to success are not anomalies. Everybody can do it. Everybody, no matter what your background, no matter where you came from, no matter what you went through, you can have the life that you want. So, because 40 to 50% of kids who age out of foster care are homeless within 18 months. Unacceptable. Not okay. So I'm going to do that too. And then the last one, the last local initiative that is just so yummy. It's my newest one. It just came to me the other day, a couple of weeks ago. So I want to build self-sustaining ranch-style communities for lost and abused souls. So men and women, but probably separate, I'm guessing. A place that when you feel lost and you don't know where to go or who to turn to or what to do, and you literally feel like you're imploding and your only option is to check out of this world, like maybe suicide, or to do something that you don't want to do, or to stay somewhere that you don't want to be or that's abusive or toxic. I want to create a beautiful self-sustaining place that's free to go to, that you can just go and recover, just go and heal indefinitely. And so you contribute to the society because you live there, but it doesn't cost anything. And and you can come back to yourself. And the goal is not to stay there indefinitely. The goal is absolutely to re-enter society. But once you know who you are, once you remember who you are, once you remember what you can do and how powerful you are, um, I want them all over. I want them all over, man. Healing and doing Ubuntu. So when someone does something that crosses a boundary, instead of punishing them, putting them in the middle and have everybody in that community tell them all the beautiful things about them, to remind them who they are, to remind them that they have choices. Choices, always choices. So those are my local and global initiatives. One of my goals is to align myself with a couple billionaires or, multimillionaires who have a bunch of money and want to make the world a better place, and they'll just give me some. So if you know somebody like that, please connect them with me, because it's going to take a lot of hands on deck. It's going to take a lot of work, and I'm not going to not do it. That's what we're here for. So my darlings, do you have any other questions for me? Julie, I want you to live there too, Jules. That would be so beautiful. Yes, Judes, that will be you in this lifetime. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Jules, you were one of the people on my mind when that came in. I was like, just give you a place to go where you could come back to yourself, where you stop getting punched every day. I was one of the people on my mind. I was like, there's so many times that if I could just go, Sarah will be there. Just if I could just go there and not have to worry about bills being paid and just know that I was going to be held. How much sooner would I have come back to myself in a loving community with like-minded people, learning how to coexist in a beautiful place. Yes, Vita, when you're a millionaire, you'll donate. Woohoo! So those are the initiatives, guys. When you sign up for courses, that's what you're paying for. That's what you're contributing to. You're contributing to the furthering of these beautiful, yes, totally, these beautiful initiatives. Oh, Jules, thank you. I received that. I think that would be a great place for you too, in one of those homes helping those kids. I know you have such a beautiful spirit. Oh, Catherine, that is so cool. One of your goals too, to have healing centers across the world. Yeah. Oh, I would love to talk to you about that. Many hands make light work, right? Okay, my darlings. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to join my free community. I'll pop links. Where will I pop links? Somewhere. I'll pop them. So to the free community, and then also to the free class, Why Am I Always Broke? And please share. Share. This is not something that we're trying to keep quiet. So please share this onto your page or tag people that you think might benefit from learning these philosophies. Send them the emails. Let's get this out there. There are tons of people who need this, everybody. So we just want to get it in front of as many people as possible. And even just that would be so helpful with helping DÄ Ministries in our mission. It was such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate you joining live. Oh, yay, Jen, that's awesome. It's also a goal of yours. Cool. Yeah, we should all work together, because we don't need to be, right? With our focused energy, we can collaborate and create these beautiful communities. And that's it. Happy Sunday, or whatever day you're watching this. Have a great day. Have a great week. Your homework. Your homework for this week is I want you to notice the affluence addiction around you. Notice it in your own thoughts, in your behaviors and actions, in your goals. Notice it in your family and your friends. Notice it on social media. Notice it in the media. Notice it in movies. Notice the affluence addiction. Okay, we want to become consciously aware of where it's operating, because we're not trying to, again, money is not a bad guy. Money is not the thing. It's how we are responding in relation to money. It's how we are skipping life in order to acquire and accumulate. So that's your homework. Notice. I'm going to write it down so I remember to ask you. Because otherwise, I simply will forget. All right, darlings. So much love and light to you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you next Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a great day.